Hello guys, welcome to my next YouTube video. Today I'm presenting you Tier 10 Japanese cruiser Zao. We are playing on the map Sleeping Giant in the domination mode. And why I'm playing Zao? Well, the Zao was my very first Tier 10 ship I ever purchased in these games like five years ago when I started playing the World of Warships. And I just wanted to get back because I don't play Zao very often, but it's still amazing ship even now these days. So with Zao, I spawn on the left side, and I will keep here. I will stay here basically the whole game. And what is the gameplay with the Zao or game style, how to play it? You usually want to stay at long range again, away from from enemy ships and shoot from the very long range. That's why I'm building the Zao also for the range, not for the reload. So you can have even better DPM if you build it for reload. But the downside, the good side about the Zao is that Zao has actually very accurate guns. It's really pinpoint accuracy. It has destroyer dispersion, so you can see basically all the shells are clustered to one point, and that was like 7 hits with for 7,800 damage, right? And the next salvo, so the accuracy of the guns is amazing. Like if you spot a destroyer with the Zao, you can one-shot him because how much of the guns are accurate. The downside, what is the downside for the Zao? It's very squishy ship. It's really squishy ship. You don't want to be shot by battleships because there's huge possibility that they will citadel you. Um, you can try to angle some against some of the ships, but against something like Thunder, yeah, no, you can overmatch your upper belt armor and punch straight through to the citadel from those ranges. So you don't want to be too much stationary. So here I'm quite risking, but luckily I was reversing. But you will see that I will immediately start moving forward after I reversed. So I'm again more difficult to get hit. And you can see like 3 minutes passed from the battle. I already have 42,000 damage, and there's a fire on the Thunder which is currently still ticking, and I didn't lose a single point of hit point. So this is why I'm using the range mode, because really you don't want to get close in the Zao. Only time you want to get close is when you are not detected. The second good thing is that you have 12-kilometer range on your torpedoes, and in total I believe you have 8 2 times 4 torpedo tubes, so you have 8 torpedoes on one side, 8 torpedoes on the second side. And your detection, your base detection or surface detection is only 9.9 kilometers with full concealment build. So you can stealth fire torpedoes, right? So that's the only way when you want to get close to enemies. You want to get close towards like around 12 kilometers away, so you can launch torpedoes and then disengage. And when you increase the distance from the enemies, you want to simply start shooting and farming the damage on them, right? And maybe hoping that for some torpedo hits. Right now I have issue. The Shimikaze just left and we have no spotting, so that I had to get close to actually spot. Also, the carrier was not our carrier was not going for this side, so there was not nothing I could shoot. I sent one salvo towards the booster, hoping to hit, but I clipped the island and only one shell hit. I sent preventive torps against the Holland because I don't know, he captured the delta cap, right? But then I don't know where he went, so I just wanted to make sure that that he won't be pushing me. So preventing torps there, and now I'm being focused by booster, and I don't want to be focused by any ships, so I'm instantly disengaging again, running away. I'm trying to farm the ships which are detected. I sent several salvos towards the Yoshino. Now I'm going back towards and I will start focusing the Thunder. The Shima is finally back, right? The Shima is finally back, and I hope that he will detect for me the Holland. And in the meantime, I'm trying to farm the damage, right? So soon I will be around 100,000 damage already. Like right now, I have 83,000 damage. And with Zhao, you want to focus the destroyers, and it took me a little bit of time, but now I realized, okay, there is the Holland, so I am going after him. I will have my Shima with the Holland, because look at this dispersion, right? Even though I am the Holland stopped and I almost missed him, I still hit him with 4 shells and I caused the fire. And I'm immediately running my Hydro and hitting the Holland again, trying to kill the Holland before he can kill the Shima. The enemy destroyer so enemy carrier was doing quite nice job of actually getting rid of the enemy destroyers, or our destroyers, sorry. From the enemy CV point, they were enemy destroyers, right? So I'm running the Hydro, so I'm spotting the torpedoes for Shima. Luckily, the Shima won't eat any torpedoes, and I'm just managing to avoid torps. And now I'm trying to farm again the damage on the battleships. I need to be really careful and be aware of how many battleships is shooting at me, because the cruisers usually you can stand some damage from the cruisers, also, unless they are like Moskvas, Petropavlovsk, or Stalingrads, right, which can easily citadel you, but otherwise the cruisers are not that big issue. What I'm always scared of are the battleships. And you can see we didn't have many ships here on this flank, and even the ships which were on this flank moved either to the center or to the right side. And our right side, where we have majority of the ships, is still not pushing enough and winning the side hard enough, because the majority of or half, I wouldn't say majority, half of the enemy ships was actually on our side. So right now I'm basically the only target they can see, they can shoot, and yeah, and I have also Shima with me, right? So I'm trying to get rid of or deal as much damage as possible, trying to get rid of the Yoshino, and you can see that there was 5,000 damage from the Yoshino because he was shooting AP. That was very risky. I was not able to finish many ships this game. They were usually killed by someone else when they were at low hit points. But I'm still trying to farm as much damage as possible, especially the battleships. They can burn very easily. You may notice that I was forced to ally, so I had to disengage. So I did what I could just to maintain my distance from the battleships, but I'm not giving up on the left flank. I still want to stay on the left flank and still want to farm the damage here. I just don't want the enemies to have like free opportunity to move into crossfire positions without being hit or punished at all. So right now here we are trying to get rid of Thunderer. We are running the Hydro. We've detected the torpedoes, right? And now I'm trying to dodge as hard as possible, and I will be actually able to dodge the torpedoes, and in the meantime it was Conqueror who actually get rid of the Thunderer. And now, because there is no visible ships, we want to push, right? We want to push. The issue is that we do not have spot. Also, our carrier is at the A1 square. That's too far away. He should be somewhere around the. If he wanted to be at C1 line or one line, then I would say the B1, C1 would be nice, or ideally B2. I do understand that there are ships pushing through the middle, and as the Curvers, he will be focused heavily, so we are going to farm the Curvers, and you will see how quickly we'll put him out. The issue is that our carrier is doing a really good job protecting our destroyers. Well, if we had our destroyer, then the Shima could actually do a lot of spotting. I'm trying to send torpedoes towards the Curvus in case he will be pushing blindly, still like forward, and he is, but I believe he will go down. That at that time I believed in the game that he will go down even before my torpedo will reach him, because he is really in bad crossfire. The carrier is again pushing or sending his planes towards our direction, which is quite annoying because I'm being constantly detected. Even though the Corvus is going down soon, and then I could probably disappear and just turn away, but because of the plane spotting, it's really difficult for me to disengage. And now I will be giving broadside to Republic, and here I will be very lucky because Republic will shoot when I will be just turning in the middle of the turn, and that was really lucky that that was over overpan and not a citadel hit. I could be deleted. Now I was already angled enough to so the Republic couldn't citadel me. The issue is that the booster was farming me. I cannot lob the island to hit the booster back, and we will be farming again another Yoshino and another Republic. The issue is the Conqueror is such in low health, even though he's now healing himself. So I was hoping, okay, maybe we can with the Conqueror stop this push, especially because the ships are actually we are very good fire starters, and we can deal a lot of damage with the fires. And if the ships are pushing into me, and I find out that I have opportunity to send some torpedoes, I will do that. Right? I was hoping that the Republic would be pushing, but he stopped behind the island. And here I think our conqueror will do a mistake. He's giving full, like, a lot of broadside towards the Republic, and he will be punished, and he will go down quite quickly on this flank, I believe. Yeah, here is the mistake. When I shot, I was detected, brief, and I believe those were the planes who detected me, and I was in the middle of the turn. I should wait with my shot. I should start turning away, and then should when I could barely hit the Republic with of my turrets, I could shoot, and then continue turning, because then I would be angled. Here, eating this citadel and having no heals left, this is just a matter of time when I die. When the enemy carrier decides to send planes towards me and kill me and finish me, or even just barely detect me for the Yoshino and Republic or booster to shoot me, because now it's really matter of just time how lucky they will be to hit me. Right, I have 518 hit points left. So this was quite nice example of how squishy the Zao is. When you give a broadside, or not even full broadside, but when you are caught in middle of turning, you can be deleted quite easily. So you need to be really careful. As I mentioned, I'm building the Zao for the range, so that's the reason why I have the spotter plane, and in the 6th slot I have I believe legendary module for the Zao, which is giving you a lot of range. And that was it, guys. 209,000 damage dealt. And this game will last a little bit longer. I was thinking that, okay, we have quite a lot of ships still. We have like 3 battleships and 1 cruiser against 2 cruisers and 1 battleship. So I was thinking, and the enemy battleship is actually pushing like crazy here. But unfortunately, my ships will just evaporate, I would say. That here the Slava is blindly shooting the booster, which is not detected, instead of trying to hit the Yoshino, which was detected actually. So this was a huge mistake. Here our Yamato is out of position, doesn't have any shots on the Conqueror. Our Conqueror died already. He was found by the enemy Conqueror. The Midway was dropping the Conqueror from behind. I don't know why. He could be dropping the Conqueror from the side with no issues, but for some reason he still was able to hit him with 1 torpedo, and that was enough. So that was lucky, but then that's basically it, because we have only the Yamato. The enemy team has enough point lead, like more than almost 200 points in advance for the enemy team. They still have the carrier and the Yoshino booster. The booster was in amazing position. He was most not detected for majority of the time, and he was allowed to sit there and just farm damage on our ships, and there was nobody spotting him. So that was really bad for our team. You can see we have still Yamato with like 75% of hit points by the end of the after the 20 minutes. So the Yamato was obviously not tanking anything and probably sailing again around border of the map. And then you can see me complaining in the chat that I did 209,000 damage and I tanked 1.9 million potential damage with the Zao. That's the value you can see usually on battleships, not on the cruisers. And that was it. Let me guys show you the result screen, right? So the results. Here it is, 209,000 damage dealt. Unfortunately I was not able to get the high caliber award. Only Confederate. Right, we had more than 235 shells. We sink only one ship, which was the enemy Thunderer. He burned out, I believe. And if you look on the fires, which we were able to set, it's 17. So you can see the Zao is really nice fire starter. And let me show you also the team standing. Right? So in regards to the team standings, I was first on experience in my team. Unfortunately, this was lost. Otherwise, I would have really a lot of experience. And if I compare myself with the winning team, I'm in the middle of pack. But again, as I mentioned, if we won, I would have probably more XP than the first person on the enemy team. So yeah, this was very nicely played from my side. Even though the Zao isn't meta anymore, I believe there are much much more or much better cruisers right now. Like when you compare it to Stalingrad, Petropavlos, they are really uh, beefy ships, really tanky ship. The Zawa is really squishy, but it's still very good fire starter. And for example, in comparison to Smolensk, even though the Smolensk was nerfed with the commander's skill rework, because you can no longer build advanced fire training on the cruisers. Therefore, you cannot increase the range on the Smolensk. So Smolensk was a little bit nerfed, but you know he's also squishy as the Zao. He fires way faster, and he has smoke, hydro, and even torpedoes, right? So the Smolensk is just the better version, or was better version of the Zao, in my point of view, all right. So still there are better ships, but I wanted to test or return back to my first ever tier 10 ship and play with it, because it's fun ship, and I always enjoyed the Zao, and I always enjoyed the Japanese tech tree, and it plays similarly to French cruisers, because they are also the one kiting and sailing around and shooting all the time. So it plays very similarly. The squishiness, I would say the Japanese cruisers are even more squishy than the French ones, but it's just a little bit squishier than the French ones. And the French ones have the engine boost, right? So you can use the engine boost and to be really difficult to hit. The with the Zao you need to really maneuver properly. And the last thing I want to show you is the build on the Zao. So let me show you that. Okay, guys, here is the Zao in the port. You can notice, or some of you might notice, I have a perma camouflage uh, chased for the Zao. I did that for tier 10 ships. Few years ago, whenever I purchased tier 10, I immediately purchased the perma camouflage, but it's not necessary, and it was a little bit of waste of doubloons actually. So I would definitely use the doubloons. All the doubloons I use on the camos, I would use them for buying the ships, rather some low tier premium ships, for example. Okay, let's go to the equipment, right? So sorry. There is one upgradable equipment that are the torpedoes. So with the base torpedoes, you have only 8 kilometer range. You definitely want to have those upgraded Type 93 Mod 3 torpedoes, which have 12 kilometer range. They are a little bit slower. They do deal less damage, and it takes a really long time to load the torpedoes. But yeah, definitely you want those, so you can stealth up. Now, in regards to upgrades, as I mentioned, I decided to go the range upgrade. Therefore, I'm using the legendary upgrade on the Zao because I believe it's really good. Um, so let's start with the first slot, main armor and modification. You will be, from time to time, you might be losing torpedo tubes and even the main batteries. So yeah, definitely having having this module upgrade mounted is beneficial. Then in the second slot, I'm don't use damage control system on a Zao. I'm using engine room protection because you are not picking the last stand on a Zao, and your rudder and engine are quite vulnerable. You saw me lose it during the game. Therefore, definitely this one to even decrease the risk of because you don't want to stay stationary in the Zao. The you don't have engine boost like French cruisers, so cannot accelerate that quickly. So you want to sail around and be moving, be changing the course all the time. Third slot, definitely aiming system. With this one, your accuracy is. I said that the accuracy on the Zao is good. Like though those are basically laser points gun. Those are not even like guns. Those are like lasers. That's how accurate they are. Um, in the fourth slot, steering gear modification. Again, normally on the cruisers, I go for control system, but with the Zao, you want to maneuver all the time and avoid incoming shells. Therefore, the steering gear modification one, because you will be moving and you will be turning all the time and dodging the incoming volleys. You don't want to eat with the Zao. You don't want to eat any shells especially from the battleships, but also from cruisers. So you want to be avoiding those. Fifth slot, concealment. As I mentioned during the game, one of the strong points is that Zao has with the full concealment. Zao has 9.9 kilometers detection range, which is one of the lowest from the cruisers. There are some cruisers which have lower concealment, like Minotaur or maybe Plymouth. Though those have really low concealment. I'm not sure what's the full concealment build on the Smolensk right now. Maybe even Smolensk has similar concealment like you, but you have 12 km torpedoes, so you can still fire the torpedoes. That's the reason why the 9.9 kilometers is really nice to have. And the last slot, I'm using the improved bridge, which is the legendary. No, yeah, sorry, not legendary. I'm not using. Sorry, I'm not using the legendary. Legendary would give you 8% and better accuracy, but this one I would use that one normally. But because I was few times I was playing Zao in the clan battles, and in clan battles you usually want to stay as far away from the enemy ships, so I went for the gunfire control system modification too. So sorry for misleading you guys. I'm not using the legendary. The legendary mode, if you have it, it will even improve your accuracy on the guns. It's already godlike, and with this it will be mwah. But I'm using the range module, which will increase. Well, it doubles the bonus to the range. The improved bridge, you can play with it, and with the spotter plane you still will have probably range above or around 20 kilometers, which is quite decent range. But with the spotter plane and gunfire control system modification too, you have like 21, almost 22 kilometer range on your guns, which is absolutely amazing. So you have range like almost like battleships. And in regards to my captain, right? So in regards to my captain, I went for the grease the gears. I'm using hybrid build, I would say, and it is focused on the torpedoes and torpedo reload. So grease the gears, right? Main battery turbo speed plus 15%. That was the first skill. And the second skill, I went priority target. Because I want to know how many ships are focusing me. Then I went for the spot intendant because I wanted additional consumables and concealment expert to have the full concealment build on the Zao. Then I went the top grade gunner. You don't want that one. So then I went outnumbered because this improves the dispersion and increase your speed when you are on flank and when there is when there are more visible enemy ships in your battery range, right? And remember, this also counts with the spotter plane. So if you pop up the spotter plane, your range increases. And as you saw me this game, there was like two enemy ships or two friendly ships around me. Usually it was Shima and the Conqueror. Those were very close, and then there was lot of enemy ships. So I was using this one, and it even improves your accuracy on the guns, and the ship speed is really nice bonus to have, because then you can maneuver even faster. Then I went for adrenaline rush, and then torpedo tubes reload time, and the last skill will be most likely I will probably go for consumer enhancement, so I have the prolonged the hydro. Uh, or I can go for pyrotechnician, which even increase the chances to set the enemy ablaze, you know. So uh, not sure. Probably I will, because if I will be using the Zao for clan battles or future clan battles, this season will be played with tier 9s, then I would go for the consumable enhancements to have prolonged Hydra. Because the fire chances, like, you have 19% fire chance on your guns, and this will increase it just by 1%. So 1% increase is, yeah, effectively it's what? How much is 10% is 2, so it's 5% increase, 5% effective increase on your already on your fire chance. So you're increasing your fire chance by effectively by 5%. It's good enough to I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I wouldn't go there. I would go consumable enhancement most likely. You can go expert marksman, but yeah, the AA in this game is like you won't stop any carrier with your AA. He will drop you, and he will most likely drop you twice. So it's not like you will melt his carrier planes quickly enough. You have decent A, but I believe it's not enough. It's not enough to, even though the Wargaming is suggesting you this skill, I wouldn't go for it. So for me, the skill I probably want most from those is the consumable enhancement. So that was it, guys. That was my Zao. Hope you enjoyed it. If you like it, hit the like button. If you don't, subscribe. And see you later, guys. Bye.